to our fourth main topic today. Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This is from Resse Hendrickson. Is this Disney Little Mermaid movie doomed? First, all the backlash over casting of Halle Bailey, and now I'm hearing that Harry Styles has decided not to play Prince Eric. Who turns down a Disney movie these days? With Aladdin and Lion King and Toy Story all being billion-dollar films. Is this a bad sign or at least a bad look for Little Mermaid? What do you think?
Well, I mean, first of all, I thought all the backlash against, I'm going to say Halle Berry, even though in my head I know it's Halle Bailey. Again, let me be clear. I thought the backlash against it because, she's not a white redhead was ridiculous. I think that's just nonsense. Mm-hmm. That said, I still didn't like the casting because I just don't think she's a strong enough performer for it yet. I don't think I don't think she carries enough weight to do a big lead like this right now. I don't feel real comfortable with it, but who knows? Maybe she'll do great, whatever. But I think a lot of the backlash was ridiculous, even though I don't like the casting myself. I just don't like it for different reasons. But the question is valid. I mean, right now, Disney, Bob Iger goes down, eats a spicy burrito, bends over, and chats out billion-dollar films all over Sunset Boulevard's sidewalk. And like everything they're putting out is making $1 billion these days. They're the hottest things in the world. Why would somebody just walk away when they've apparently been offered the role in a big upcoming high-profile Disney project like this? Look, there's a reason why in the age-old, awkward, horrendous, hell-like ritual of dating, that neither the guy nor the girl want to be the first one to ask the other one out. Because then you look ridiculous if you get turned down and rejected, right? This isn't a good look on Disney. To offer the role, a big role in a big high-profile project to somebody, to just straight up offer a role to somebody, and have them publicly turn you down or pull out, whatever the reason is, at some point, this is not a good look. And listen, I think there's going to be more hype made about this than is justified about, well, this is because of all the backlash against this and that and the other thing. I think that's going to be overplayed massively. But Rob, I'll say this. It's at least understandable that somebody might look at this scenario and go, hey, look, all the negative backlash, a lot of which I think was unwarranted, but all the negative backlash about it, Harry Styles looked at it and thought, maybe this is a ship I don't want to be on. It looks like it might be a little leaky. I'm coming off of being in a Dunkirk movie, not a huge role, but still whatever. This might not be the best move for me. Or maybe it was simply scheduling, or maybe it was one of 1,000 other completely innocent things that made him go, I can't be in this movie. But appearances mean a lot, and they get a lot of people talking. Rob, let me just ask you straight out. Is Harry Styles backing out of this movie a bad look on Disney right now, or is it really much ado about nothing?
I think it's much ado about nothing. First of all, the movie's not called The Prince. It's called The Little Mermaid. It doesn't matter who plays that guy. I mean, really. And first of all, Harry Styles is actually playing it cool, because Disney's not going to pay him a truckload of money to be in the film. They never pay people these exorbitant salaries unless you've proven yourself, like Robert Downey Jr. did as Tony Stark. This is a role. Do people remember Richard Madden was the prince in Cinderella? Do we barely remember that he was? And we love Cinderella. I mean, yeah. And for a guy like Harry Styles has a cool career. You know, he started out, was he in One Direction? Mm-hmm. So he's in One Direction, right? Cool boy. Well, as far as boy bands can be cool, a band that achieved great success, well thought of. He's in movies like Dunkirk. He's building himself a long-term career. This movie wouldn't have done much for him. I totally see where he's coming from. He's like, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to be headlining it. I'm not going to be second fiddle in someone's movie. I've done that. When I'm second fiddle, I'm in Chris Nolan's movies, which are cool. I'm going to do something where I'm the star. I will never be the star of The Little Mermaid, and someone else is going to be happy to move into that role. Someone else who already hasn't had great success in the music industry. If he's going to do a movie like this, it's going to be because, one, they pay him a lot of cash, and it's going to up his profile. This movie would do neither. I think it had nothing to do with the controversy, because there's always casting controversy, as we've seen with Ben Affleck. Nobody cares. And that girl, Halle Bailey, have you looked at her face? She is beautiful. I mean, she looks like a mermaid. She's got this ethereal.
Oh, and she can sing.
She's got this
her
ethereal
voice is
time.
amazing.
She's perfect casting. If I met a mermaid, I mean, I'm too old to be saying things like this, but if I met a mermaid that looked like her, I'd be
That's
smitten.
never stopped you from saying things before. So
I'd be
go for
smitten.
it.
I'd be smitten. I think she's perfect casting to play Ariel. And I think it's great. And by the way, mermaids should have a little ethereal, otherworldly quality to them. They shouldn't look like a girl you pick up at the mall. You know, and I'm sure, although I'm not saying that Halle Bailey couldn't be that girl too, but I'm just saying that I think The Little Mermaid is going to be her show, and Harry Styles doesn't want to play second fiddle. He wants to be a lead actor, and he wants to conquer the film world the way he conquered the music world.
Well, I'll say this, though. If you might be right, you may very well may be right. I would say that if Harry Styles is thinking that way, his management and people that he trusts need to smack that kid in the face and say, kid, you were in one movie and you were like 7th and 8th and or 9th fiddle in one movie. There are a lot of extras in Dunkirk who can say they were in a Christopher Nolan movie. If you think that entitles you to now being the headline A-lister in some movie, particularly if it's a Disney film, that kid needs to wake the hell up. But that doesn't mean I think you're wrong, Rob, because that very well could be part of his thinking process right now. To me personally, Harry Styles has not shown me he can act. He did a nice little job in Dunkirk under the hand of a master director in a smaller role. Great. But he hasn't shown me that he deserves A-list headline status in a film or anything like that. Like, I think if he were smart, he would want to take, like we've seen some other actors do this. If he were smart, he would want to work with some really good directors, take second, third, fourth line roles, really build himself up, develop a reputation, and then come out and demand the big, huge stuff. And again, we don't know that that's what's happening.
But
here,
I think
so
you're right, though, John.
theoretically.
I think you're absolutely right about that. And what if he's in like Danny Boyle's latest movie? You know, the movie he does after Yesterday, or some hip, edgy indie film, or like a Guy Ritchie movie. You know, and he gets a cool role in not necessarily a huge blockbuster, but a movie that cements him as an actor or a performer, because he's already been very successful in the music business. So it's not about necessarily the money. What he wants is to get that role, like you said, that's going to cement him as a decent actor, and maybe he will take second fiddle, but in a really hip, cool project.
And maybe the indie route is the better way to go there. And maybe he saw some downside to being a Little Mermaid. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. It's tough to say at this point. Guys, what do you think about this whole thing? It's not often you hear about somebody walking away from a high-profile role in a Disney film. He just does that. Is this much ado about nothing? No big deal. Disney will probably announce a new Prince Eric by dinner tonight. They'll probably announce a new Prince Eric. Or do you think this is a bad look for Disney? And does this look kind of bad on the whole overall Little Mermaid project, given the fact that it had some controversy already? I think it's a little bit much ado about nothing. Rob does too. But what do you guys think about that? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.